I started throwing up blood. I was like, eh. I cried so hard. Daniel was so worried. Some days that I'm like, I really like the way that I look, and some days I'm like, why do I look like this? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Uzama here. You guys, I am so excited to finally be making pregnancy content because you guys, I've been doing some stunts to try to hide from you guys, but welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, today's video is going to be all about our little pregnancy journey. Let me just give you guys a little bump date. This is how big we are now. Yeah, this is crazy. I am going to be just giving you guys, basically just gisting you guys how this whole pregnancy thing has been, because it's been a kind of crazy journey. Okay, like I wouldn't say I've had the craziest of journeys because I know people that have had it worse than me, but it's definitely been an interesting one. You guys can see I'm out of breath. Anyway, I'm gonna just start from the first trimester, second trimester, because I'm now in my third trimester as I'm filming this. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys the lowdown. So first trimester, hey god, I saw Shiggy. Like when I say I saw Shiggy during my first trimester, you guys, like I don't know how else to put it. And for my non-Nigerian audience, when people say they saw Shiggy, that means that how do I even explain the word Shiggy? Like it was just a lot. Let me just put it like that. It was just a lot. Okay, so for example, let me just list the symptoms that I had during my first trimester. Really bad nausea. Let me not even say had, because I still have nausea right now. Had food aversions. Like there was a day that I smelled eggs and I wanted to throw up, which is crazy because now I literally eat eggs every single day, but I'll get to that shortly. I had really tender breasts. Like if I moved the wrong way in the bed, it would hurt so bad. Like that's the level of tenderness I'm talking about. I would just be on TikTok randomly and I would just see a recipe that I like, and then immediately I would want that food. If I didn't have that food that moment, that was the end. Like I had to do everything in my power to get that particular meal if I saw something or if I was craving something. So that happened for quite some time. I would say that is even happening up until now. I was also having nosebleeds. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on my channel, but when I was younger I used to have like frequent nosebleeds, and for no reason. Like I think whenever it was too cold or the air was dry or something, I would just start getting nosebleeds at night. This was when I was younger, and then it stopped for a bit. But then when now that I'm pregnant, I've had it at least a couple of times. I think it first started in the first trimester. That's why I'm even saying first trimester. You guys, I'm so out of breath. I am out of breath. Oh my god. How am I going to... You know what? Let me just try to slow down my speech, because it's so hard to speak right now. I'm sorry, this is too funny. Like I can't believe this is me. Anyway, so yeah, I had nosebleeds because I don't know why, to be honest, but that's just a symptom that I had, and I looked it up and apparently it's a thing that happened during pregnancy. I remember the day it happened, Daniel was so freaked out. He was like, oh my gosh. And it didn't help that we were watching one rubbish show like this that had so much like killing and gruesome stuff, so it was just a lot. Okay, it was just a lot. I had like really bad well, let me not say really bad, but I had nosebleeds, and I also used to get lots of headaches. Like, and I'm not somebody that gets headaches. Like I'm not the type of person that, you know, carries paracetamol in my bag or anything. This pregnancy has made me carry paracetamol in my bag. Even from the first trimester, Daniel had bought me the pregnancy pillow. Shout out to my man. But he bought me the pregnancy pillow because I wasn't sleeping properly for some reason. Like I just wasn't sleeping properly. So he got me the pregnancy pillow. Like I couldn't get comfortable in the bed basically, which is weird because I wasn't even big yet. So I was just, and now I'm just thinking like, why couldn't I get comfortable in the bed? He got me the pregnancy pillow and that helped buckets. Like when I say it helped my life, the most prominent thing was definitely the nausea. Like I literally had to stop working. Like, I went on medical leave from work. That's how bad it was. There's a particular condition that some women have that I think it's HG or something. I didn't have HG, so it wasn't to that extent, but I just know that it was really bad. Like, even when I brush my teeth, it would cause a gag reflex and it would cause me to want to throw up. Whenever I hadn't eaten, it would cause me to throw up. But then when I would not eat, I would not throw up. So it was just like, it was just a lot. So during that time, I started to drink smoothies. So smoothies are the only thing that I could keep down during the first trimester for a really long time. So I used to have them like almost every day. And I used to have this particular mix. It was like mango, pineapple, strawberry, plus I used to put one grapefruit juice. How random, grapefruit. You guys, pregnancy will do so many things to you that you don't understand. Okay, like I was like, what's my business with grape? Even though I like grapefruit, but grapefruit juice though, like, it was just weird. Obviously, like, fatigue is a part of it as well. I was really like tired during work and stuff. My work is in person every single day, so I used to go every single day to work, and I used to just be so tired. So obviously fatigue was a part of it as well. I'm just thinking, like, was it because of the pregnancy, or was it just that? Yeah, it was because of the pregnancy. No, I like, it was because of the pregnancy, because I remember one day I was so tired and I felt like crap, and then Daniel was just like, what's going on? You're not even that far along yet. I wanted to punch him. I was like, are you okay? Do you know what's happening in my body right now? I was so angry that day. I was so angry that day, but bless his heart, he didn't understand, and I totally get it. Like, I also barely understood. It's just because, like, it was my own body. I knew how I was feeling, all that. And I had done a lot of research, and I knew that, okay, this is a normal part of pregnancy at this stage, blah, 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 yeah. So moving on to the second trimester. Now, the second trimester, I thought that the nausea would go away. Baby, it was there. It was there to stay. I eventually had to get some prescription medication from my family, my doctor at the time. So I got some medication, and that really helped. But that medication now made me drowsy, and see, you guys, every pregnant person, every mother out there that is watching me, that has watched me before, shout out to all the moms everywhere, because I have not even gotten, I don't even have my baby yet, but I've already, like, the shaking I've already seen. It's like, oh, anyway, shout out to moms out there. You guys deserve the world, and we deserve all the Mother's Days there are. Okay, actually my third trimester now, and I still haven't stopped having nausea. So yeah, nausea continued, and then the food aversions reduced quite a bit. I forgot to mention, in the first trimester I didn't like to drink water from my house. Like, I hated the taste of the water in my house, so I was always looking for, like, whenever I would go to my mom's place, for example, that's the water I would want to drink. We used to have to buy like bottled water. Even that one, I didn't like it too. So Daniel eventually bought like a filter jug, which has been like the best thing so far, what we've been using so far. But yeah, second trimester, I started to like the water in my house again, because the jug was now here and I was able to use the jug, and it changed the taste of the water. I don't know whether it's just that I just have a different temperament in the second trimester, but I now like the water in my house. The smoothie, I stopped drinking as much now, because the nausea reduced in the second trimester, I won't lie, but it just didn't go away completely. But guess what came into play? Acid reflux. You guys, do you know what acid reflux is? Like, before this, I always used to hear women talk about, oh, you get heartburn, blah blah. I haven't gotten heartburn, but acid reflux, let me just preface this. My second trimester was characterized by McDonald's fries. Like, every time I literally used to, when I was driving, I used to avoid McDonald's so that I would not go and buy it. That's how bad, like, that's how badly obsessed I was with McDonald's fries. I used to get McDonald's fries and a chicken sandwich every single time. So there was this one day that I just was so hungry. I went to get my McDonald's fries, got my chicken sandwich. I inhaled, when I say inhaled that food, I inhaled it. And that night, I paid for it. Like that night I started to have acid reflux. That was the first time I had acid reflux, and now I think about it, I was eating that food way too fast. No, I ate the food way too fast and I wasn't chewing it properly. So at night it was coming up, but in small amounts. I'm not trying to make myself throw up because it felt like I needed to throw up, but then it was just not coming up. So I started trying to make myself throw up all that. In the process of that, I would throw up small. By the end of the day, this was, in fact, it was at night, so it was like 1 a.m. I finally threw up properly. Then I started throwing up blood. I was like, excuse me? Throwing up blood, but thankfully, I have quite a few friends right now that are actually pregnant. Friends, acquaintances that are pregnant right now. And one of my friends had told me that it happened to her before. So that's why I was now like, oh, okay. This is normal. But yeah, it was just a little bit of blood and it stopped like once I had thrown up. But that night I cried so hard. Then I was so worried. I was just so over it. Like that day I was so sad. I was like, why am I throwing up blood? Oh my god. It was crazy. Like, it was so dramatic. Thank God for good husbands, guys. Like, you guys, marry well. It gets why. There's no reason. Like, I can't even believe there are people that go out of their way and get married to just anyone. And now I know some people don't know any better and stuff like that, but I'm talking about people that know better. Please don't just marry anybody, especially if you want to have kids with them, because pregnancy has made me feel so vulnerable. I feel like this is something that I discovered when I first got pregnant. Like, I just felt so vulnerable and I felt so like exposed to all sorts of like evil. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just felt so vulnerable and I felt like I needed to do everything to protect my child, and it's such a vulnerable time. And so I was just thanking God at the time, like when I first got pregnant, and even till now, like I'm so grateful that God gave me a partner that just gets it, a partner that cares, a partner that's actually a kind person. It's not just being kind to me, but this is a kind person. I have to shout God out in this one, because he really did a number. Okay, he did a number when he gave me my husband. Like, Daniel has been absolutely amazing throughout this pregnancy. But anyway, that day he was just like really worried and, you know, didn't know what to do, all those types of things. Anyway, the next day was fine. Like, we eventually got over it. But back to second trimester, symptoms. I started to have backache in second trimester. Oh, I even forgot to tell you guys, in first trimester I had like some hip pain type thing, but I now realized that was probably round ligament pain. When you're pregnant, you have this hormone secreted called relaxin, and it basically tries to do exactly what it sounds like: relax your ligaments, and, you know, so that your cervix can like get ready to accommodate a child, basically. So that was causing me a bit of pain. But in second trimester I started to get some back pain and things like that, like just lower back pain. If I had done too much during the day, I'd pay for it at night, basically in back pain. That's basically what it was. Second trimester, towards the end of second trimester, actually I got so much more energy. As people always say, that's what happened. I didn't feel like a zombie anymore like I did in the first trimester. Honestly, the second trimester was definitely my favorite. Like, so far it's been my favorite. You know, you have your cute little bum. It was just very cute, you know, like everyone is so excited, like you're starting to show. At least that's when I'm starting to show. I feel like my bump is pretty big though, like for how far along I am. Like right now I am 29 weeks. Look at how big my stomach is. I started to have major like issues sleeping in the second trimester. Like first trimester was just a couple of times, but now like second trimester it started to become more prominent. And it's not even that I was uncomfortable or anything, but first of all, getting into a comfortable position used to take a while. Okay, it used to take a while, and then by the time I now get into the comfortable position, I'll just be staring at the wall or staring at the ceiling, and then I will be sleeping so soundly next to me. Now I just attribute it to the fact that I wasn't going to work, because at this point, like, I still wasn't going to work, and I feel like because I wasn't doing that much during the day, maybe that contributed to it. So insomnia type thing. I would definitely sleep through the night, but it's like I wouldn't sleep easily, like quickly. And normally, I like before I got pregnant, I didn't used to have issues going to bed at all. And then I was just eating so much more in the second trimester. I just wanted to eat everything inside. I ate it. I tried, like I just any small thing, I'll just be hungry. And I attribute it to this human growing inside of me, because on a normal day, like I don't eat that much. I am the type of person that will eat like 5 small meals before I eat one big meal. Like I don't eat huge amounts. So I started to eat the same breakfast every single day, which is eggs, bread, butter, and jam. And I still eat that to this day. Like, pregnancy is so strange because I have been eating the same breakfast for close to a month now, every single day. I tried, every time I would try to eat something else, it just wouldn't work. Either I'll start feeling sick or something would just not feel right. So I'll just eventually revert to go and eat my bread and egg. It's so weird, like but in terms of like actual cravings, apart from my McDonald's phase, I wouldn't say I've had one particular thing that I always crave every single day, apart from my breakfast. Like my breakfast, I eat the same thing every day, but apart from that, if I see something nice on the internet, I will be like, oh, I want that. Or if something just comes to my mind, like I'll just say, okay, I need to make this, or I'm not going to be okay. So I'm so glad that I'm the type of person that like I can see food and make it immediately. Like I don't get intimidated by recipes. Basically, like if I can make something, or if something is on the internet, I will make it if I want it. So that's been a blessing this pregnancy as well. But there was one time that I was craving a particular type of indomie that somebody in Nigeria used to make for me. So that, you know, I now have, like, I have days like that where I crave specific things. Obviously, the baby has been moving around a lot more. Like, it's such a weird feeling having somebody moving around in your stomach. I had that a lot during the second trimester. I believe it started around like 19 weeks. And you guys, pregnant people count in weeks because that's what they tell us to do. So don't come for me, please. But around 19 weeks is when I first started feeling flutters and kicks and things like that. They became full-blown kicks around like 24 weeks, around that time. So, oh, you guys, I'm so congested. Every single day I'm woken up by kicks, which I am so grateful for, because honestly I know some people struggle with that and they're like not sure if their baby is okay. But my baby tells me, my baby will let me know that they are awake. I'm trying not to say the gender because I don't know if I've posted the gender reveal yet. And it's really sweet. It's honestly a blessing. But there was one day I remember I wanted to sleep. The baby was just kicking me, man. I just said, please. I just called their name because I believe we have a name already. I called their name and I was like, stop kicking me. And they actually stopped. And I was like, oh, okay. And guys, I'm saying they because I don't want to say the pronoun, not because there are two. There's only one, okay? Third trimester. Whew. So I'm only 2 weeks into the third trimester, so I'm not even sure whether I should do this now or I should like continue later, when I'm a bit later on in the third trimester. But so far what I have experienced is a lot of pressure in my pelvis area. I just attribute that to the fact that the baby is getting bigger. Another thing is more back pain as well. Like if I'm standing for a long time, or if I'm doing anything that requires me to be like physically exerting myself for some time, I just get back pain. More frequent trips to the bathroom. Like I need to pee more often now. Like this is when I'm starting to experience that symptom that everyone talks about. Like I need to pee more often for sure. Actually, funny enough, I feel like my sleeping situation has actually gotten better now, which is so interesting because like a lot of people would normally think that it would get worse now, but it's actually gotten better, which I'm really grateful for.
Editing Uzoma here, just kidding, it hasn't gotten better. In fact, I now wake up multiple times in the night. I spoke too soon.
But turning around in bed is so hard. Standing up from places, Daniel has to help me. To bend down to pick anything, Daniel has to help me. It's like everything is a workout. Everything just feels like a workout. I actually am just remembering in the first trimester going into second when none of my clothes were fitting. Oh my goodness, that was so, like, now I've accepted it, you know, I got some new clothes, I've just know how to package myself well, but in the first trimester I was so sad when my jeans were not fitting me anymore. Like, I was so frustrated because I didn't have anything to wear. Thank God we've made it this far. That was just a little caveat because I just remembered that part as well. We're really just counting down till the baby is here, and it's really exciting. Honestly, pregnancy has not been easy, but it's been a blessing. Let me just put it that way. It's been a huge blessing. Like, the amount of love that we have gotten, the amount of gifts, the amount of, like, God has just shown up and shown that he will provide for this child, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that my family is close by as well. That's a huge blessing. And yeah, I'm just like living the life. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, a third trimester symptom as well, swelling. You guys notice I'm not wearing any rings because none of my rings fit me right now. Okay, yeah, I thought I had escaped that one because in the second trimester I was still wearing my rings up on the second trimester. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, my body's not swelling. Nope, my body's swelling. Look at my nose. And that's how, I'm sure that's how I love you guys clocked me, but look at my nose, guys. Like, where is it growing to? Ah! So I don't wear my rings anymore. So we're going to probably order some from Amazon or something just for like temporarily. And yeah, as you guys can see, discoloration all over my body. My face is not the same as my chest anymore. But it's okay, guys. I'm just like taking everything in as it comes because this is just a season. In terms of emotions though, I would say my emotions have been up and down, especially in the second trimester. I remember there was a week that was just an emotional wreck, like, it was so bad. But apart from that week, I would say that I've been relatively stable. Apart from when I've had the nausea and all those types of things, like, I've been relatively stable. You know, shout out to God, shout out to my man, shout out to my amazing community. Pregnancy has just been interesting. One thing I realized is that it can be very lonely. Like, a lot of people want to understand, they want to care, they want to show, they want to help and things like that, but I realized that it can be a very lonely road, and it's very important to teach your friends how to be there for you during pregnancy, especially if you're like a bit younger or you're one of the first in your friend group to get pregnant. That is something that is so important. I have had to do. Even my husband has tried so hard to be there for me sometimes, but sometimes he just doesn't get it, and there's nothing he can do to get it because he will never be pregnant, and he doesn't know what it means to have lady bits, you know. I don't know if they'll censor my video if I say the word, but yeah, I just feel like it can be a very lonely road, and I'm just really grateful to God that he has given me friends and family that care, number one. And number two, he's actually surrounded me. Like, I know about 4 people that are actually pregnant right now as well. So that is really nice to have that type of community because I know it's not common, especially living in Canada. I always say that people talk about antenatal classes in Nigeria and how they are so different from here, and part of me is like, oh, I kind of wish I had, you know, I had that experience, because apparently there's more community, it's more fun, all that kind of stuff. But here it's just so lonely and so, like, you know, individualistic, as many things are in the Western world, you know. So, but it's okay. I would say that's mainly everything for now. I don't think I have any other updates. I would say, you know, the acid reflux is still there here and there, but, you know, it's one of those things. But yeah, guys, as you can tell, I am just out of breath all the time now. Like yesterday when I finished showering, I was like, Dana was like, is everything okay? I was like, I don't know, okay? I don't know what's going on with me. Like, it's such a weird experience, pregnancy, honestly. Like, you just don't feel like your body is your own anymore. Everything just feels so different, you know, and looks different as well. Like, I mean, look at me. Look at my face. Like, I look so different than in fact, when I look at my pictures of pre-pregnancy, I'm like, who is this person? Like, I am I feel unrecognizable right now, but I am comforted by the fact that this is only for a phase. And there's some days that I'm like, huh, I really like the way that I look, and some days I'm like, why do I look like this? You know, so it's been an interesting journey of ups and downs, of like learning to accept my new body, but also like everything changing so quickly that it's hard to accept. You guys, I think I need to make a whole different video about like the emotional side of pregnancy, because yo, it's so deep. It's so deep. Like, I remember earlier on in my pregnancy when I first started, my face started to change, and like even when people would make remarks about it, I used to be so sad. But now I'm just like, man, it's for a good cause, and either way I still got it. Either way I'm still that girl, so it doesn't matter. Let me see what I look like. Oh, I actually look really pretty in this. But yeah, man, that's basically what's been happening. If you guys have any other questions for me, if you have any you know, video ideas that you want me to execute, just let me know, and I will do my best to try to do that before I have to push this baby out. Let me know if you're a mom as well watching this, did you have similar symptoms to me, or did you have something different? You know what's weird? I have a co-worker that's on my team. She's the same amount of, like, she's as far along as I am, but she didn't have any symptoms, and I was like, God, what's up with that? Like, I thought we're friends. Like, what's the deal? But it's just interesting how like people are so different. I can't believe she has had no symptoms, but here's me, you know, basically dragging myself up from bed. This was me, at least in the first trimester. I really am feeling so blessed to be here. I cannot wait for my baby to be here, and this just feels so surreal. Like, I can't believe I'm saying all these things. But yeah, guys, that's basically everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.